So, when you think of Nepal, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most people, it's Mount Everest, right? Epic mountain treks. But what if I told you the real adventure, the one that gets you right to the heart of the culture, doesn't involve hiking boots at all? Nope. It just requires an empty stomach. So let's get started on our culinary trek through Kathmandu. And this right here, this quote says it all. Food in Kathmandu isn't just about feeding yourself. It's history, it's culture, it's everything served up on a plate. And yeah, it's cheap, it's bursting with flavor, and it is the key to unlocking the real soul of the city. All right, before we even take our first step on this trek, there's one word you absolutely have to know: buff. See, cows are sacred in Nepal, so you won't see beef on the menu. Instead, the rich, delicious red meat you're going to find in so many amazing dishes, that's buffalo. Just remember buff. You'll see it everywhere. Okay, every great trek has to start somewhere, right? Welcome to base camp. This first leg of our journey is all about the essentials, the absolute foundations, the dishes that are the heart and soul of daily life in Kathmandu. And first up, you've got the undisputed king of Nepali food, Dal Bhat. I mean, it sounds so simple. Dal is just lentil soup and bhat is rice, but don't let that fool you. This dish is literally the bedrock of the entire country's diet. We're talking twice a day, every single day, for millions of people. Okay, now look at this table. The price is great, it's not spicy, but check out that last row. Unlimited refills. Yeah, you heard that right. For just a couple of bucks, you get this huge, nourishing plate of rice, lentils, maybe some curried vegetables, and you can just keep asking for more. This is the stuff that literally fuels the porters climbing in the Himalayas. It's powerful. And here's a little pro tip for you so you can eat just like a local. All you have to do is ask, "Tapnu pensa?" And just like that, they'll top up your plate completely free. So here's the key takeaway: skip the big tourist traps. You want to find the small, local canteens. That's where you'll get the best, most authentic, and best value dal bhat. Hands down. All right, let's move on to our next essential. And this is the superstar of Nepali street food, momos. Now, you might be thinking, oh, I've had dumplings before. But trust me, you've never had dumplings like these. They have this uniquely Nepali personality that is just seriously addictive. So what makes them so special? Well, the fillings, whether you get buff, chicken, or veggie, are packed with spices like ginger, garlic, and this incredible Nepali pepper called timor. It actually makes your lips tingle a little bit. But the real magic? Oh, it's the achar, this smoky, tangy, slightly spicy dipping sauce made from roasted tomatoes. It just takes the whole thing to another level. And what are you going to drink with all this? Well, it's got to be chai. And listen, this is not just a cup of tea. In Nepal, chai is a way of life. It's a black tea that's boiled right in the pot with milk, a good amount of sugar, and this amazing blend of warming spices like cardamom and ginger. It's thick, it's sweet, and it is just so, so comforting. And this quote right here, it perfectly sums up one of the golden rules of eating in Kathmandu. Always, always go where the locals go. Forget the fancy cafes charging a fortune. The best, most flavorful, most authentic cup of chaya you'll ever have will come from a tiny little street stall with a beat-up old pot, and it'll cost you practically nothing. Okay, we've packed up from base camp. It's time for the ascent. We're climbing higher now into the really deep culinary landscape to explore the ancient, complex food culture of the Newari people. These are the original inhabitants of the Kathmandu Valley. Because that's exactly what you're about to get. The answer to that question is the Newari Kaja set. It's not just a meal, it's a culinary museum on a plate. Each component on this platter represents a piece of the valley's history, with flavors perfected over centuries. I mean, just look at this. You've got the smoky grilled meat called choila, savory lentil pancakes called bara, crispy beaten rice, and hey, even a little shot of a pretty potent homemade spirit called Isla. Every single item tells a story. Let's zoom in on one of my favorites here, choila. Oh man, this is just an explosion of flavor. They take buffalo meat and char it over an open flame, which gives it this incredible smokiness. And then it's marinated overnight in mustard oil, that tingly timor pepper, and a whole complex blend of other spices. It's incredible. Okay, another star of the show is chatamari. You'll often hear it called Nepali pizza, and, well, that's a good starting point, but it's really its own thing. As you can see here, the base is a super delicate rice flour crepe. not heavy wheat dough, and instead of tomato sauce and cheese, it's topped with spiced minced meat or maybe a cracked egg. It's savory, it's light, and it is uniquely Newari. All right, we've made the ascent, and now we are at the summit. This is it. This is where we find the most adventurous, the most traditional, and the most uniquely Nepali flavors. These are the tastes for anyone who wants to reach the absolute peak of this culinary track. And this quote that perfectly captures our first dish here at the summit, gundruk. So, what is it? It's fermented and dried leafy greens. And yeah, it has a really powerful kind of funky, sour smell. But the taste? Wow, it's so profoundly earthy and complex. This is a flavor that is 100% pure traditional Nepal. Next up, Dito. This is the food that Nepal's mountains were built on. Seriously, long before rice became common in the hills, this is what people ate for energy. It's a thick, really dense porridge made from buckwheat or millet flour. It's got this nutty, earthy flavor, and it will fill you up for hours. This is a true taste of old Nepal. And for a drink up here at the summit, we have tongba. And this is really more of a ritual than just a beverage. So you get this pot filled with fermented millet, and hot water is poured over it. You sip the warm, slightly alcoholic liquid through a special bamboo straw. And the best part? You just keep refilling it with hot water. It's so comforting, especially on a cool evening. So, you've made it. You've reached the summit. But before you head back down, let's give you a quick field guide. Just a few more essentials and cultural tips to help you navigate Kathmandu's food scene like a total pro. When evening comes, you're going to start smelling charcoal smoke in the air. Follow that smell. It's probably Sekuwa. Think of it as Nepal's answer to BBQ. It's these chunks of meat, usually buffer chicken, marinated in that classic Nepali spice mix with timur pepper and then grilled over open coals until it's perfectly charred on the outside and juicy on the inside. So good. And what goes better with smoky, spicy Sekuwa than a cold beer? The two big local players are Everest and Gorkha. Honestly, they're both great. Clean, crisp lagers that are the absolute perfect way to cool down your mouth after a plate of spicy grilled meat. And finally, let's just quickly review a few super important cultural notes. First, remember, no beef, only buff. Traditionally, you eat with your right hand, never your left. If someone offers you chaya, accepting it is a sign of respect. And maybe the most important tip for your health, stick to bottled or filtered water, please. And just like that, our culinary trek is complete. We've gone all the way from the everyday comfort of Dal Bhat to the ancient, complex flavors of a Newari platter and right up to the adventurous tastes at the summit. So I guess the only question left to ask is, which of these incredible flavors of Kathmandu are you going to discover first?